everyone, it's Keely here for Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Today is another very simple soap, another one where I'm trying to use up some of the fragrance oils that I've got sitting in the back storage area. But this time, unlike when I did my lavender eucalyptus, I decided to film it properly just in case the design came out really nice. Now, as I was pouring this one, I was so pleased I did decide to film this one, because as I was pouring it into the mold, I could already see the swirls that were going to come out of this one. So this particular one, I pulled out Silk Mood Oudh from Ilux, and I have been able to have enough of that to make a slab. So let's go and see how I make it. Alright, so we're going to make a relatively simple soap today, a bit like when I did the eucalyptus and lavender soap, which I set to music. I'm going to make this one nice and simple, but decided I would record it this time just in case we end up with another really awesome looking soap. Basically what I have been doing is I have been going through home and through shop, and I am using up all the stuff that I have had sitting around for ages. And I've got all these fragrance oils that I've just not really been inspired to do really pretty decorative tops, so they've just been sitting there. So I've decided, with Christmas coming up, I need lots of soaps. I'm just going to start whipping up big batches of soap and use up some of these fragrance oils. So the one that I picked up out of the back today is Silk Mood Oudh, which I've had from off of Ilux, and it's got notes of oud, rose, violet and vanilla. And what I've discovered with the usage rate of these ones is that these are best suited to go into slab molds, so that I don't end up with any leftover fragrance oil. So that's what we're going to do today. So I've got my oils. I'm going to pour my lye water in as I always do. We'll get it mixed up and then I will split it up for the colours. Okay, so I'm going to use a few different colours today. This one has got aquamarine in here. Usually I try and match colours and design to the actual fragrance, but this one I've really struggled with, which is why it's sat on my side for so long. So I thought I would just go for something different, and as I smelt the fragrance oil, just those really rich blues and purples kind of jumped out at me. What I'm going to do in my big pot, I'm going to put in some titanium dioxide. Oh, we've got a blocked lid. Trying not to squeeze too hard so I don't end up with the whole lid falling off. So I've got titanium dioxide in there, and what I have in this little pot, it does need a little bit of a mix, is I've got some Extravagance gold mica mixed with some oil, and we are going to do a gold mica drop. Right, so let's get these colours mixed and then we'll add in the fragrance oil. Alright, so we are stirred in. I've been having a bit of a think about what to do with this sort of design. I think I'm going to do an in the pot swirl. And what we might do is come down the sides, or pour the two sides with this blue, and then I'm going to do the other two sides with purple, and then I might pour out of the corner of the bucket and we'll see what we get. Not to forget my bit of gold mica in oil. I'm going to drop that in here from quite high. Let's grab our mold. This is playing beautifully. One of the things I have noticed about having my oil melt tank is that I have had such a better soaping experience with it, because I can actually control the temperature of my oils a lot more. Oh wow, this is going to be nice, and I'm getting a lot more fluid batter than what I ever used to. This is going to be absolutely amazing. I could see how that was swirling as that poured in. Let me get the bucket all scraped out. Then we'll get those jugs scraped out as well. This is going to be such a long wait. How pretty is the top on that one? I am loving those colors. They are so rich and vibrant there. As I was pouring this one, I did see all the colors swirling on the inside, so hopefully we've got some really, really nice swirls going. I'm going to leave this one sit overnight, and then we'll be back very shortly and we'll cut it open and we'll see what we've got on the inside. Okay, we are ready to cut into the Silk Mood Oudh. I have noticed that it has taken on a slightly creamier, almost a green sort of look, which will be the fragrance oil discoloring. If you want to see how much this one does discolor, make sure you come and follow along on Instagram, and once it's gone through its cure process, I will post up final photos of this one. I'm hoping it's not going to go too much darker than what it has gone, because I am loving the colors. Let's get this one all lined up so we get a couple of nice sample pieces there, and through we go. And let's take a look. Oh, wasn't quite expecting that as the swirl. It's almost like a wood grain effect, but there's a little bit more of the swirl there. Let's grab this next piece. That's the other side. So we do have some swirling through there. I like the combination of the colors. I honestly thought I was going to get a lot more sort of pattern in here because of the way it was swirling in the pod. That's a little bit better. As I was pouring in, I really did see that vortex of color go through, but I think it's kind of muddied them up a little bit because we've got that really nice bright vibrant aquamarine color, but then you've got this sort of duller mix of the two colors around there. So it's almost like I've got three colors in my soap here, but I am pretty happy with it. It does smell really good. The fragrance is held really well. I know there's a lot of concern out there about the Iluxe fragrances, but I think it's because people have been misreading how to actually use them in the soaps. The percentages have looked quite low. I believe these have all been fixed up on the website now to actually reflect using them per the oil weight, but the percentages that were actually shown on the website were more about using it as a percentage of your whole soap weight. So when it actually said something like 3%, you could bump it up to 4.5% of your oil weight because it was 3% of the soap weight. So if you were using the correct amounts in them, I've not had any problems with the fragrance oils not being strong. I've only had one or two which have faded, which are pretty much the same with any fragrance oil company out there. They all have their pros and cons. Oh, I really like that side, but I'm really, really happy with how it has turned out. It did behave so well as well. So that is the middle loaf that we've cut there. Oh, that's really pretty too. Again, these end ones always seem to look a bit more like wood grain effect when you cut them, and then you get the swirls through the middle. That's a really nice sample piece there. I have got the other loaf, so let's open either. We'll grab this one, which is one of the end loaves. We'll get it all lined up on the cutter, and we'll see what we got on the end pieces. The thing I love about pouring them in the slab molds is that you do get very different soaps on the edges and in the middle. So let's take a look. That wasn't such a good cut on the end there, but there we've got some of those swirls happening already. So I'm really pleased with how this one has turned out. I hope you've enjoyed watching how I made this Silk Mood Oudh soap. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. And if you are interested to get your hands on this soap, make sure you are following along again on my Instagram or Facebook, and I'll announce when it is available. Really like that piece there. So thank you again for watching, and until the next video, I hope you have a great one, and I'll see you then. Bye.